Thank you, Convener. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming today. I'm interested in geographical indications of protected foods, and under the Protected Food Scheme, a named food or drink will be given legal protection from bogus imitations. So in the UK, there's about 86 PGIs, and there's actually 18 for cheese, one for Orkney and one for Ayrshire Dunlop cheese, so we've got 2 in Scotland. The EU want to continue with the PGI status, and my understanding is that that's great, they want to continue, but that the UK government does not. So why not?
Okay, so I think I'm going to need that question fleshing out a little. So, plainly not trade bill issue, which I'm absolutely content with, Karina. I'm not saying it's not. GIs are a complex area. They present quite serious difficulties in free trade negotiations because some nations out there just regard them as unfair protection of non-tariff barriers to trade. Could you just explain for me a little what this is the EU has said about Ayrshire cheese and in what circumstance?
As far as I'm aware, that the EU is quite happy to continue to assign protected status for certain products. For instance, our Scotch beef, Scotch lamb, the welfare of our animals is different than maybe American beef. And I mean, you commented, I used to live in America and I stopped eating beef when I started looking after patients who presented with Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. So I think when we're looking at the difference in the welfare of the products, we have great products, our beef, our lamb, and our Scotch salmon, and of course our whisky. So the issue is, why can't we just make that a done deal and accept and protect the geographical indication status of our good provenance?
Okay, and again, please, official, this
I know this is not part of this moment. I realise it might have to come back to us, but
we might do. But just my general impression is that as I said, some countries regard these as non-tariff barriers to trade. B, do we think they're important? Yes, we do. There is absolutely no question that the likes of Scotch whisky have to carry some sort of GI with them because they're easily counterfeited, they need to be protected. It's a very, very, very important export for the United Kingdom, let alone Scotland. And we believe that there are very clear areas of other interests, sectoral interests, where that also applies. Now, we also have to count, I just have to set that around a little bit and say that in most free trade deals, certainly ones I've looked at recently anyway, you have to demonstrate a certain level of penetration into market and or desire amongst consumers for that GI to gain protection. So on the whole, quite a few UK GIs which we promote fail that test when going to the Japanese market or, say, the South Korean market. Whisky, no problem at all. Amazingly, blue and white Stilton actually quite often get through. But there are several others which you would like to protect, that just don't have sufficient market penetration to warrant GI status in that market, and we come across that. So the GI issue is not a particularly straightforward one. I think if I can, I'd like someone just to have a quick word with you afterwards, if I may, just to get a slightly better feel for exactly what the question is, so we can answer it properly by reply and letter, if that would suit you.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.